Hey YouTube, my name is Kenny. Thank you for checking out this channel. So in today's video, what we're going to be doing is wrapping up our Memorial Day weekend YFZ 450 2004 that we picked up in Parkersburg, West Virginia area. It had a lot of things wrong with it, but we got all those things cleaned up, got all those things fixed. What we're going to be doing is concluding this whole series. All right, everyone. So yeah, we have the YFZ sitting right here behind us. We got it from Parkersburg area, and initially we thought that it was just going to be needing a couple things to get it fixed. I didn't think it was going to be a complete breakdown like what it ended up being. So the YFZ did come to us. It was locked. It turned out that the crank was seized as well. The crank needed to be replaced. It destroyed the cylinder, destroyed the piston. We got all those things replaced and fixed, and we'll talk about those all now. Looks absolutely amazing. I can't complain about it at all. The biggest thing that this machine got was a motor makeover. So once we came, everything looked good. It turns out this right side case was broken over here. So we ended up getting a new right side. We got a new starter. We ended up putting a WR crank and we put a WR piston in it. Took it for its first ride right before I went on vacation and blew it up. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, but we'll talk about that. All right, so I'm thinking that this machine was more of a parts machine than it was, something actually good and rolling. But what we ran into was we had it all set up. I took it down the road, just literally like 100 yards, and then it got a little louder, like rattling. And I was like, man, it sounds like the cam chain is something loose. But it has the automatic tensioner, which got replaced, as well as I replaced the cams. So I don't know if the cams had come out of, off the wrong angle, or if they got messed up in the first lockup. But with it being a second one and everything happening identical, we ended up having to replace the crank again. We ended up having to put a new piston in it, which we did. We put a regular 2006 crank, which gave us that 1.4 millimeter extra stroke, which got us up from that 439 cc's up to a 449 cc. We put a regular standard bore Pro X piston in. All right, yeah, so this setup that we're talking about now gets us back to the stock compression and the stock stroke of a 2006 YFZ 450. So this machine is a 2004, and it's going to have more compression slightly, and it's going to have more cc's slightly than a regular 2004 because of the upgraded crank. The difference between this setup and the WR setup that I originally put in it was that the WR crank itself is about a pound lighter, which makes it rev faster with less rotating mass. However, it's a little bit easier to stall. And usually you have high horsepower motors like that. Whenever you do it the opposite way and have the heavier crank, it's usually typically more torquey. So we're back to the typical torquey YFZ 450. So exhaust has all been cleaned up. Everything that you see here outside, as far as the Nerf bars, the swing arm, the front A-arms, the bumper, all has been powder coated. The frame just got painted and freshened up. Plastics don't look perfect, but they do look good. Enough to be all blue. You can put graphics on it and cover all that other scratching and stuff up. Wheels, tires, got plenty of meat left on them. All the plugs for the headlights and stuff are there. I didn't plug those in. I didn't decide to go out and buy those. We're just going to leave that as it is. Carburetor has been cleaned out, taken out. We went back to close to the stock size jetting. Since we have the larger air filter in there, the stock size jetting, I think the Pilot is a 42. I put a 45 in. And the main jet is a 158. I put a 165 in, and it runs great. New starter, new shifter, cleaned up the cases with just some aluminum brightener when I had it all apart. We did powder coat the sides of these cases, charcoal gray, as well as the valve cap up here. We have regular 50/50 antifreeze in here. All the bushings are tight, all the bearings are tight, all the bearings that needed to be replaced have been replaced. GYTR hill guards that came off my other YFZ, and the GYTR front Nerf bars. We went ahead and installed those. New chain, brakes all around, wheels and tires cleaned up. Overall, we got a new rear bumper. We got the front bumper put on there. I got the handlebars, different handlebars put up there. Same over here. We powder coated the clutch side, powder coated the exhaust shield, left everything else the raw color. And I really like it. I think it looks really good. Stainless steel brake lines. The only thing that I could say is a little hiccup is some of these pieces of hardware didn't really take, you know, the cleaning up well, and a couple of them are just rusted a little bit, but you know, it's no real big deal for what I'm going to be having it listed for. Overall, let's just get it started. Pretty simple, nothing special. Key over, on. Got a new battery in it as well. Neutral lights on. Valves and everything are perfect. Let's take it for a quick spin. Neutral lights on. I mean, it did absolutely amazing. Now, what's so crazy about it is how this one feels so much different than my other one. Now, of course, my other one is different. It's a hybrid, revs faster. It is lower to the ground with the smaller tires. It is about 4 inches wider all the way around, so the handling and the stability is completely different. This one, I wanted to take it easy on. Obviously, I didn't want to go over there and wreck. But with that being said, it has went through 3 heat cycles. I did take it down the road once before. My camera didn't get the footage, but this is the second time. So it's through the break-in. We're good on that end. So here soon enough. I'm going to keep it for about another week, make sure I drive it, test out all the bugs, make sure everything is working good, and then I'm going to be looking at off to the next one, getting rid of it. All right, everyone. If you want to see what we're going to be doing with the Banshee, stay tuned to the channel, and we'll be uploading some footage of that soon enough.